Welcome to sigmaassessments.com. Let's start at the login screen. Account holders will use their email address as their username and will be asked to create a unique password that only they have access to. If a user forgets their login information, use the I forgot my password option to reset the password. Within minutes, an email will arrive with a link to reset the password. Now let's sign in. The first time you sign into your account, the Sigma Assessments privacy policy and terms and conditions of use will display. You will need to review and agree to the policies before you're able to access the account. If at any time there is an update to a policy, the new policy will display the next time you log in, and you will need to read and agree in order to continue. The dashboard is your home page. This is where you can create a new project. View billing and test usage. And view the organization and team. Any active projects will populate below. The drop-down menu can be used to access My Profile, Organization, Billing and Usage, and technical support information. Click on My Profile to view and print your account details. For security reasons, note that your password cannot be viewed. However, it can be changed here. When you click on Organization, you will be able to view any existing team members and add new team members. A team member is anyone that has access to your account. It's important to note that all team members on the account currently have all the same access, rights, and privileges. When viewing existing team members, you can edit their information, deactivate their account, and delete the user. To add a new team member, click New Team Member and enter their email address. Once created, they will receive an automatic email that will allow them to complete their registration and create their own unique password to access the system. Returning to the drop-down menu, click on Billing and Usage. Billing and Usage is where you will be able to view the status of your purchase credits and purchase more. It's important to note that a credit is consumed upon completion of an assessment. Click Purchase Credits to place an order. Enter the details of your order and click Checkout. Enter your credit card details to pay for the order. When the payment is approved, the test credits will automatically be added to your account. Official invoices will continue to be processed manually by Sigma. Click the Back button to cancel. If you require technical support, use the drop-down option to get our support email address and toll-free phone number. Now let's return to the dashboard where we'll create a new project. Projects can be viewed in the left side panel and under All Projects. A project is simply a folder where you might store similar information. For example, you may have multiple departments and you would prefer to keep the testing separate. To add a new project, click Create a Project. Give the project a name and click Create. Within each project, you will create batches. A batch is similar to a testing session. Click New Batch to create a new batch. Give the batch a name to describe the batch and click Create. This will be where you select the information you would like to collect from your respondents when they log in to take the assessment. The options are first name, last name, email address, gender, male, female, employee ID, military ID, and general ID. At a minimum, you may want to collect first name and last name to help connect results to an individual. However, it's not required. In some cases, you may wish to collect data anonymously, which means no identifying information is collected. Birth date is required to help identify respondents with the same name. Please note that some assessments require certain identifiers to be collected. For example, the NEO counseling requires gender to be asked to provide the gender norms as part of the report. Next, you will select the assessments you would like to administer to the respondents. Multiple tests can be added to a batch. Return to Add Assessments to add more. As the platform develops, additional assessments will become available. Currently, the MAB2, NEO Business, and NEO Counseling are the only tests available. Once everything is in order, click the Save Batch button at the top of the page. To activate a batch to begin inviting respondents to take a test, it must be published. Once published, you're no longer able to edit the batch. Click Publish Batch. Respondents take assessments using access codes. Click Create Invites to generate an access code. There are two options for creating access codes. Room codes are intended for groups. They are recommended when a group of individuals are taking the test in the same place at the same time. Everyone in the group will receive the same room code. Individual test codes are intended for single use and cannot be reassigned. Individual test codes are recommended when you plan to assess a small number of individuals and they may not be in the same location. They could also be used if someone is absent on a scheduled testing date. To generate a room code or individual test code, you must enter a start date and time and an end date and time. For room code creation, you must also enter the maximum number of participants that may be present for the testing. Then click Generate Room Code. The room code details display below. The administrator will need to copy the URL from above, as well as the newly created code to share with the respondents. The room code will close automatically on the end date and time, or it can be closed manually by clicking the three dots beside the room code. If you need to extend or change the end date and time, these details can be changed there as well. Creating an individual test code is the same as creating a room code. However, instead of maximum number of participants, you enter the number of codes you need for the period created. The codes can be printed or exported. The printout displays the URL at the top of the page and lists the test codes below it. The export lists the test codes in separate cells. An export might be ideal when doing a mail merge or for tracking purposes. Similar to room codes, edits to the end date and time, and closing the group of codes can be done manually by clicking the three dots beside the listing.